I'm going to show you how to make perfect instant mashed potatoes every single time. It's a great time saver. The consistency is wonderful. The flavor is really great. Okay, so in this skillet, you can use a saucepan if you want. I have 1 cup of water and 3 tablespoons of real butter melting. And once that's melted, I'll show you the rest. I have 2 cups of instant potatoes. I have 1 teaspoon of salt, and I have 2 cups of whole milk. Butter is melted. Time to add a teaspoon of salt. Now it's time to add 2 cups of whole milk. So that's 3 cups of liquid. That's not what the package instructions say. I find that the recipe given by the package instructions produces a wallpaper paste consistency of instant mashed potatoes that I find unpleasant. So I experimented around when I first started cooking, and I found what I call the perfect recipe. Once this is heated, I'm going to start adding the instant potatoes a little at a time. Now it's time to add a little of the potato flakes. Give it a stir. And I'm going to repeat this process until I've added it all. I'm adding maybe a 1/4 cup at a time. If you're wondering why I'm using the non-stick skillet, it's because I think that it allows me to mix the ingredients more evenly and more thoroughly. So that's why. So we're almost finished. I have to add the last bit of instant potato. And some of you may be saying, oh, that looks so thin. But when I add this last bit, which is 2 entire cups, now it's starting to boil. Got to remove it from the heat. I've stuck some butter, really thin slices, and put on the top. And I'll show you the consistency. It's about like that. Okay, it's a little bit thick, but not too thick. If you want them thinner, okay, add another tablespoon of butter to the water and add about another 1/2 cup of milk if you like them just a little thinner than this. But that's how you make mashed potatoes instant, perfectly. You know, the package calls for using a bunch of water. It's really not going to have that creamy taste if you follow package instructions. You're going to need to add milk like I did. So there you have it. It's 1 cup of water, 2 cups of whole milk, 3 tablespoons of butter, 1 teaspoon of salt. And once the mixture begins to boil, remove it from the eye immediately. You don't want boiling because that's going to cause the mashed potatoes to stick to the pan, and you don't want that. We'll be using the potatoes. We have some roast left over from last night, and we had potatoes and carrots, like chunks of potatoes and carrots with onions with it. And tonight I'm just going to do a little bit of remix on the roast beef dinner. So I'm going to heat up this roast beef. I'm going to add a jar of brown gravy. Here goes the brown gravy. Now, why am I not microwaving this meat? I don't know. The microwave does something to it that I don't like. So I like to heat everything on the stove rather than using the microwave. There's a few things I'll use the microwave for if I want to make some popcorn or something like that. But other than that, I pretty much stick with cooking on top of the stove or in the oven. What happened was, as I made a big roast and some potatoes, carrots, and onions, and ran out of the potatoes and carrots, but had a bunch of roast left. So, like I said, I just want to do a little remix on dinner. So I added about a 1/2 cup of canned carrots and about 1/2 cup of peas. I'm going to heat this up, basically just for some color, you know, and I'm going to serve that on top of the instant mashed potatoes. So there you have it, last night's roast with brown gravy, a little peas, a little carrot on top of instant mashed potatoes. Serve it with a side salad, rolls, cornbread, whatever you like. A quick, easy, simple dinner using instant mashed potatoes.